Counterattack Podcast with myself, Daps. Guys, keep liking, subscribing, sharing, all of that good stuff. I'm back, guys, man. I'm back. Sorry, man. I was gone for like, 10 days, maybe 2 weeks. I'm not recorded because obviously I went out to Morocco with the guys, the Super Eagles, which was really, really good. Just, apart from the obvious result at the end. And then I got back last week and I've been down all week with gastroenteritis, and this is my first day back recording. So but I've got a good one for you guys, man. Because I know you've missed me. I didn't want to just come empty-handed. So we're gonna just quickly have a quick catch up with you guys. Go through the weekend's content. Obviously Arsenal won because that's what we do. Batter Tottenham. Just gonna talk about that. The key things that happened. The race for the Premier League, is it really over? I don't think so, but we're going to talk about it. And I've also got a guest with you that we're going to, that's going to be joining us. And it's someone that's been on this podcast before, and he was really, really good on this podcast before. And man, we're just going to have one of our catch-ups. So we might end up just going off and just talking, but you're just going to get an insight into what it's like when we have our conversations. But I've got Nigeria, Super Eagles, defender. We have Leon Balogun. Woo, 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 woo.
Good evening from Cyprus.
Yes, from Cyprus, man.
Got no sunshine for you, unfortunately. But
it's not. Oh yeah.
What time is that? Sunset already. It's right now 8:15.
8:15. Wow.
Yeah, 2 hours ahead of the UK.
What time does it start getting darker around there?
Oh, around 5, bro. Similar to Africa, actually, like Nigeria. The sunsets there are also quite early. Okay. And it's just pitch black. And you might happen to, I don't know, the other day I was out with my girlfriend and like another couple and went for ice cream late in the afternoon, around 3:30 or something. Like 45 minutes, we're driving home and it's almost pitch black. Like, oh, what happened here? It feels funny.
What was I going to say to you? Yeah, obviously you're out there. So are you able to, because after this I'm going to watch the United match, which is on in like an hour, 40 minutes, but it's 10 o'clock your time when that comes on. So are you still going to watch that?
Yeah, it's late. Sometimes, but I can't lie, I'm getting old, so I need my sleep.
Yeah.
So usually when it's around 9, I start to doze off.
Yeah.
On a good day, I might make it. On a good day, I might make it till 10.
Yeah. Wow. But yes. So one thing I obviously want to go through with you is this is just going to be a quick wrap up of what's happened over the weekend. I'm not going to get into the breakdown of the matches too much, but I'm an Arsenal fan. Wait, you don't actually have a team that you support, do you?
Yeah, I'm a Gunner. Glenn Kamara, shout out to you, bro. He told me, because Thierry Henry is my all-time favorite player. Mm-hmm. And when we played at Rangers together, at one point, we were talking about the whole, like, what team do you support, blah, blah. And I said, to be honest, like, I always liked Jurgen Klopp's teams, always. So when he was at Mainz, I liked Mainz. When he was at Dortmund, I really liked the way Dortmund played. When he moved to Liverpool, I really liked Liverpool. And then he said, oh, come on, you need to decide, man. And then so he said, didn't you say, like, Thierry was your guy? And I was like, yeah. So you're Gunner. So I said, you know what? Fair enough.
I remember we have known each other all this time, and I did not know you supported. I just thought you just a supporter of football.
I'm not die hard, but yeah, Gunners is Arsenal. I remember actually I didn't even have the top, but I had the socks. You remember from like which season was it? 2004 maybe. They had one shirt that was like blue and yellow or something.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I had those socks, and I don't know, it takes you way back, 2004, FIFA 2004, Henry was on the cover.
Wow.
I think that's when they had just won the league, but I really like that team, like Silva, Ventura, Ljungberg, Beckham, Vieira, Pires, Thierry. So that was really my team back then. I really liked them, yeah.
Petit was in that team. Who else was in that team? Kanu.
So Kemper, I think, was still there. Jens Lehmann might have been there.
Oh, you're talking about that team? Okay, yeah. Okay.
I might mix things up here. But for sure, like, even if I not talk about it and think about it,
Gilberto, Edu,
Gilberto, yeah,
Jens Lehmann,
yeah.
Ashley Cole was
They were
there.
like a few boys in my team back then. Uh, we were what 14, 15, I don't know, 16 maybe, and we all really like Arsenal.
Yeah,
all four different players. So
I can imagine, but yeah, for us it was for us because obviously we're gunners.
Yeah, can include me into that. One of us scored as well, hat trick, big. Ebs showed up.
Listen, that's straight where I'm going. Before the game, I seen people ask Thomas Frank about Eze, and he was like, "Who?" Who's trying to be funny.
I've seen a tweet about it. Yeah,
trying to be funny and everything, and then
amazing answer.
Yeah, and then I even saw a tweet from one guy that I follow who supports Arsenal, and it went kind of viral because he was starting to question, what he's getting back from Eze, and he was like, "Look, Eze, all of this PR is good, but I'm gonna need to start seeing some goals and assists now, and for me, he answered all of these people in the best possible way. I personally haven't had a problem with Eze since he's come. I think he's been a bit unlucky at times where some of his shots have been saved, or he's hit the crossbar and whatnot. And I think he's actually been okay considering he's still settling in. But yesterday, honestly, the way he took his goals is different. It's just different quality, and he's got this. I don't know what it is. There's this composure about him, where I'm not just talking about composure in front of goal. It's like football is played on his timing. Always, he always looks like he's just got so much time.
I know what you mean. Even like sometimes he's under pressure, and then he's got like somebody in his back already, and he's basically just turns around and almost like pauses the moment for a second and scans, and then you're like, why would you turn into your position right now? And he just, it's like, no, I rate it. It's funny because literally like an hour ago, a friend of mine, Nigerian as well from Berlin, he sent me a pic of the national team. I think, I don't know, must be around 10 years ago. And he was training at the time with us in the national team. Can't remember the whole circumstances, how it came about, but we were in London for a friendly, I think against Serbia or someone. And we needed players for training for whatever reason. I don't know, but all of a sudden there were like 3-4 players there. I'm not sure, Ola, forgive me if I'm mixing things up here, but I think Ola was there as well for the first time, just joining in for training. Olaina. I think Chuba Akpom was there. Okay. And Eze. They all trained with us, like for, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 days. He was at QPR at the time, I think. Him just came about. And then obviously he had this incredible journey, what's really nice.
Could you see his quality even back then, though?
To be honest, I didn't pay too much attention, bro, because they were there, like I said, for maybe 1 2 days. And he would have been quite young. The game also was quite physical. But I just thought, for them to even be caught up and considered good enough to train with the first team of Nigeria, there must be something,
Right.
But I think just on that guy where you said you felt he was quite harsh, or people are not too happy. No, I haven't been too happy until the weekend. I think he set the bar very high, just considering the way he played for Crystal Palace. But I think people are quick to forget that doesn't mean that he's just gonna transfer that same performance straight into the new team. Ideally, or in an ideal world, that can happen. But it's a new environment, new club, new teammates, new style of play. I think Mikel Arteta is very demanding in the way he wants to play, his philosophy, his ideas. And I think they still need to give him a bit of time to settle in. But I think the weekend, especially in that game, was a big step forward for him to just for him to say, look, listen, people, allow me to just be myself, settle, and you're gonna be blessed, because you always see his like special moment. Always, you see there's something about him.
Yeah, he's, obviously he's gonna get the plaudits, and I can't lie to you, Tottenham made it so easy for Arsenal. Like going into the game, I was actually thinking, Tottenham, they always like to just show up against Arsenal and just try that, play out of their skins and everything. But the moment I saw 5 at the back, and I'm seeing their striker Richarlison, Bentancur, Paulinho, the only real threat that they had was Kudus. Do you get what I'm saying? The moment I saw that, and I was just like, yeah, they didn't even try to attack. They didn't have a shot all first half. And the only real shot in the game came from our mistake, and then Richarlison's obviously put it in, but they made it so easy. And
good goal, to be fair.
Oh no, proper finish. The moment it left his foot, I was like, "There's absolutely no way." He's done it. And
I've seen it. I was happy for him because obviously he had this tough spell, where he opened up about his mental state and everything. So to see that, I mean, overall, it wouldn't have done much for the team. Maybe not even for him, but still, you just see those moments. You're like, if you wish this for anyone, it's kind of for him.
I'm one of those people.
It was just nice to see that.
I'm one of those people that looks at the landscape of things. Yes, we are 6 points ahead of Chelsea right now, and we're playing them next week. But I look at things. I'm just like, there's still so far to go. A lot of people are saying, it's Arsenal's. And for me, as much as we're in a very good position, that if you're going to be in any position, you want to be on top of the table, obviously. I'm still like, listen, there's way too long to go, because heaven forbid Arsenal lose against Chelsea next week and it's cut to 3 points now, and Man City win. All of a sudden, it's a different race. Do you get what I'm saying? So do you look at it?
Sure.
Do you look at it and still see it as Arsenal are probably going to win it, but there's still way too long to go to be
obviously at the moment it's looking really, really good. But like I said, at the moment, so season finishes when? End of May,
right?
Next year. So it's a long. It's cliche, but you always say it's a marathon. So, and you know what? Like you said, if Arsenal were to lose against Chelsea next week, then people are going to start talking, and then the question is, can they deal with the pressure? That same squad, or a majority of that squad, has been in a similar situation last season, where you could say they might not be built for that type of pressure. And that, on the other hand, you have Man City, who might not be as much in the conversation for now, but at the same time, they are built, like they have this winning mentality, and they can deal with that type of pressure. They have proven it before. So no, it's looking very promising, but I'm sorry. Like I think if it still looks like that come March, okay, right, we can talk again. Right. But even until March, there's still 4 or 5 months from now.
Yeah. I'm not getting too far ahead of myself, especially now that little things like Gabriel being out for potentially 2 months. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it might, even though we got squad depth, we got players that can come in and stuff like that. All it takes is another player to go out and whatnot, and before you know it, it's like, oh my gosh, we are struggling. Yeah. But hopefully that's not the case. Liverpool lost again. I think that's 8 losses in 10, or 8 in 11 or something like that. It's no, it's 8 in 11, which is bad, right? Now, a lot of people are saying slot out, slot needs to go. And number one, you won the league last year, so you've got credit as far as I'm concerned. That's number one. Number two, his signings just haven't worked, and it's looking more and more like the players just need to take some responsibility as well. Yes, we can talk about the way that the team is now set up and everything, but some of their players just need to, take responsibility as well. So when you're looking at it, are you looking at it from that point of view, or do you think that maybe, do you know what, it's just not working, maybe a change is needed? Or do you just not look at it and just feel like, do you look at it and just feel like, nah, it's just more about form and stuff like that?
Probably. I would never, like you said, he won the league with Liverpool last season, and I'm just thinking what I said about Arsenal, Man City before was actually 2 seasons ago. But yeah, no, it's miles off it for me if you now call for him to be sacked. Right. He's done an amazing job last season in his first season at Liverpool, if I'm not completely mistaken here. So, and they looked so comfortable. So now there might be a few cracks, okay. And I'm sure, like you said, he's got credit. They need to give him some time to rectify. Obviously, if it keeps going that way with the demand, with the expectation that there is at Liverpool, then further down the line you can talk. But again, the season is not so young anymore, but it's still early doors, more or less.
Right.
So, and I would probably agree that the signings probably there was a lot of fuss about the signings because there's some big names there, but again, that doesn't guarantee that it just clicks straight away, you know. And I think nowadays we're in a climate anyway where people just expect based off or based on the name of a player, which makes sense to a certain extent, but still, if you look at a Florian Wirtz, for example, he came from the Bundesliga, which is a different game. He came from Leverkusen, also they play different. The physicality is a little bit different, probably. The expectation might be a bit different. So, and he's a fantastic player, but he will need some time to adapt. And I'm not going to say back in my days, but it was that way. Kind of when I was younger, everybody said, yeah, players they need between 3 and 6 months or something to adapt. And we're right in that time span. Unfortunately, you don't always get that time in football. That's the problem. That's the industry now. But overall, I'm never one to just call for someone to get sacked straight away, especially when he's been so successful. And yeah, they just need to.
I think with Liverpool as well. You know so I remember when I was younger, Arsenal went unbeaten, 49 games, obviously. But then the moment they lost 3 on the bounce. I will never forget that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just giving that, you know, when teams can sense that, you know, you can be got at. But this period is lasting way longer than just the 3 games. It's literally that people are showing up against them and showing up in a way where it's just like, no, we're not scared of you. We're gonna take the game to you. Because even Nottingham Forest, Liverpool were actually the better team in that game. They were having chances. They were doing things, you know, doing things properly. The moment that first goal went in for Nottingham Forest against the run of play, it's like Liverpool's heads just drops. It's like, oh,
you know,
we're here.
It gets like this sometimes because you do so many things right, but the reward is like you're missing out on the reward, and then the confidence you've built slowly starts to decrease, and then it just takes one slap, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, what's going on, and then maybe some pointing fingers, or you don't take it serious enough because you just still feel like, yeah, we can always come back, and all of a sudden you concede a second, and then here you go, what's going on? So there's a lot of things, you know, that play into that, and I think Liverpool, they probably I've seen an interview of Van Dijk where they say like it's a team thing, everybody has got to stick together and work things out together, whether they're starting or whether they're coming from the bench. We need to do this as a team, and yeah, maybe they have some issues at the moment where things just don't click, you know. They've also lost some, like a big player in Trent, for example. So don't underestimate these things. And then on the other hand, people like other teams, it's not that they're not from some farmer,
right,
from a farmer league or anything,
exactly.
you know. They catch up and they look at, they analyze. Like, I mean, how many times do we spend with video analysis? You know, some teams more, some teams less, but they will figure out, okay, maybe, I don't know, what's the best way to go against Van Dijk? What's the best way to take out Ekitike? Whatsoever. And they come up with a match plan, and it only takes 1 or 2 moments sometimes for the match plan to like come to fruition, and all of a sudden you find yourself on the back foot as Liverpool. So you need to also give the other teams credit.
Yeah. And you know, just because obviously I don't have you for too long, I'm going to let you go soon because it is quite late over there. You know, I touched on the fact that I was out with Nigeria, the Nigeria team, you know, over the international break in Rabat. Have you ever been to Rabat?
Might have, you know, but I'm not sure.
Oh, it was
I have
nice.
no idea.
When I tell you it was nice, and it was so different to what I expected. I expected like Marrakesh kind of vibes. I expected to be like Marrakesh, like that kind of, but it's so not like that. It was really, really good. But yeah, obviously Nigeria failed to qualify after losing in the final game against Congo. Now, I watched that game and I just felt like throughout the entire game, like we just didn't look like scoring at any point, especially once Victor. No.
Mm.
In the first half, we looked like we had a couple moments. So we got our goal, we got in front. There was one when Lookman cut it back, and Ndidi and another player, I forgot who it was, they got in each other's way. And but after, from about 30 minutes onwards, it was just literally one-way traffic. I felt like we were lucky to even get to extra time. Do you get what I'm saying? So, you know, you watching it at home, what did you think about the match? But also, how bad is it for Nigeria as a nation to once again not be going to the World Cup?
Yeah, let me start there, bro. I mean, it's tragic, really, because it's the second time in a row as well. Look at some of the players and what they do in their clubs. Just take Victor. Okay, Mola had a tough start to the season because of his situation at Atalanta, was so brilliant football player.
Like of players that this squad has that you won't see in the World Cup, who won't participate in the World Cup. It's crazy. Like it's like I said, it's tragic. What it means to the people as well. You know how passionate Nigerians are about that and how much joy it gives them. So it's heartbreak everywhere. Whether you are on the player side, whether you're on the supporter side, I think nobody obviously wins in that. Everybody's suffering big time. And yes, something that shouldn't happen.
But then I think you have to be honest about it. Like,
how did we even get into the playoff? If you're being really, really honest, and you know me, this is not to like beat down on anybody, but if you look at the teams that actually got eliminated, who because of the point deduction, because Eritrea withdrew, there were some teams already in second place who had 5, 6, 7 points more than Nigeria, than us. And those teams got stripped away. So basically, and it's going to sound harsh, I know, but it's the truth, it's reality. We got rewarded for the fact that we played, that we drew against Zimbabwe twice, you know? And that helped us already with that, then the South Africa situation. But anyway, the boys turned up against Gabon. But when I watched the game against Congo, I was like, after 20 minutes, Congo was in control for me. 20, 25 minutes, they were in complete control. The goal, again, it was the goal we scored it is a bit lucky. Can't say it otherwise. It was a deflection. But we get ahead, and then I thought, okay, let's see. But you could see that kind of Congo walk, because Congo conceded early. And I felt like they were still not really switched on all the way, but then they started to be like fully there. And they just took, with every minute that the game went on, they just took full control. They played really good football. Honestly, I was really impressed. One of my teammates was there. I sent him a message afterwards. I was like, you know what? I didn't expect you to play like that. You could see a clear idea of how they wanted to come after us, how they wanted to keep the ball, how they dealt with the ball, how they kept the ball, you know, in possession. I haven't even looked at any stats, but possession probably must have been well in the 60s for Congo. And like I said, when Victor went off, it was just, we were so flat. And like, there was no cohesion, I felt, you know. I was really thinking, come on, boys, come on. And I know they tried. They gave it their all. But if I didn't see, when I watched the game, I was watching and I thought, what's the idea here? How are we trying to hurt Congo? Because I could see they had multiple ideas and multiple ways how they were trying to hurt us. But I didn't see how we tried to hurt them. And then with Victor, who's this pressing force up front, like I said before, when he came off injured, that then completely changed the game as well. Because then, like I said, it was really, it just is tragic, it's heartbreaking, and the result obviously is another World Cup that we're missing out on as a nation. And again, I feel for the players, especially like look at Victor. How can he's not going to go to the World Cup?
Crazy.
And it's not granted that we will qualify for the next one.
Obviously, it's not granted that he will probably still be about, but will he still be the same player? Because you want to see that Victor Osimhen, that Ademola Lookman, and others. My heart is bleeding for Kelvin, who I thought in the game was colossal.
Yeah,
we lost.
Oh, you're frozen. Lee? Lee? I've lost you.
They should be playing there and showing their teeth and their quality.
Yeah. So I lost you for a second. The internet cut out. I lost you at like Calvin. Yeah. I lost you where you said at Calvin.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Calvin
in that game, he was colossal. Honestly, the way he dominated whoever came, dominated. I was really impressed with Benjamin Frederick
as well.
So good. Do you know what? So I'm so sorry to cut you. Yeah, Benjamin, I felt so sorry for him. Yeah, because you could see that he played the other day, so he was starting to get a bit tired, but they were relentless down that side, and he kept dealing with it.
Yeah.
But they were just relentless. They just kept going at him.
You know what? I watched it and
I thought, Congo, surely they made him out to be the victim, but he wasn't the victim. Okay. And I thought, why don't they try the other side? Try the other side, because clearly you're not having any joy with Benjamin. I couldn't believe it. And even when he then struggled towards the end from a knock, he just held his own. And it was those two, because I compared Kelvin and Benjamin, and I thought Kelvin, just because it's a bit different if you play center half, obviously, because you don't have to do too many 1v1s necessarily, or you don't have to race down the flank, in a 1v1. But the way Benjamin Fredericks always put his body in between the ball, and whichever player tried to attack him, was really, really impressive. But for me, Kelvin, like I said before, colossal, man. He just held players off, and he looked like he didn't even break a sweat.
Right, yeah.
I was sad for him, because that's my little bro, But
I was sad, obviously, for him that he then went on to miss a penalty, but that does not take away from how he played. I think overall of those games, he was really, really good.
I think for me, Calvin has become the rock of our team. Obviously William is there, but if William's not in the team, Calvin's becoming, just forget even Nigeria, just in terms of a good season Premier League defender. He's just he's become that, so reliable, so durable. Like, what you're getting with him. No striker wants to really come up against him, and he just does his job and does it really well. And he just knows what he's doing, and he's got that experience now. He's got that experience now where he knows that he's going into a game, no matter who he's coming up against. He knows that he's got the capacity and potential to just have a solid game and do his job, man.
And he's still fairly young, because I said until last season, probably I said for Nigeria, I would still prefer left back, because he can give you a lot there as well. But then with the season he had, I think he was voted player of the season as well for Fulham. The season he had, that solidified him again. And you know what? Again, there will be some tough moments still, because he is still young. That is just normal. That's part of who you are as a centre half. You just sometimes make a few more mistakes, but his consistency is, especially in the Prem as well, is great. But then again, talking about it, obviously there's Woe, but I even thought Shem played a terrific game. He's always someone who goes under the radar, but he made some super vital recoveries covered there as well. Like, again, it's
Do you know
a
what? Do you
shame,
know what? Because you can see they really tried, bro.
No,
But it's just
they
overall, I
tried
think it wasn't good enough. Overall,
defensively.
the better team has won.
Defensively, like they did their job as a defense. I
Yeah.
know ultimately we lost the game, but defensively, like Congo were kept going, and they dealt with
hmm
everything. It's just going
hmm
forward. It just felt a bit lost. But
That's what I meant. I felt just like
how do we, like, what was the idea going to this game? What was set? This is how we're going to beat Congo. And that's what I was missing in that game. Against Gabon, it was quite clear, you could just see there was everything just clicked. But in that game, it just wasn't there. You always, again, here as well, you have to give credit to Congo because they were really good. And after after the initial minutes and conceding early, they dealt with Victor really well. And Victor's relentless. They just dealt with us, and they knew how to. And after, like, let's say after that first period of being still a bit maybe dopey, like starting the game slow and then conceding, they then really came to the party. And yeah,
and let's not forget when you look at you speak about their defense there, but their defense is it's no slouch. I mean, they're no slouches. They've got Wan-Bissaka, Chancellor Mbemba, Twanzebe, Masuaku. Do
yeah,
you get what I'm saying? These are confirmed players. Do you get what I'm saying? And they had
yeah,
great games, by the way. They had absolutely great games. But,
yeah.
moving.
Wan-Bissaka was cruising.
it was pissing me off,
Oh,
bro.
yeah. No,
He
he was,
just looked so
yeah,
relaxed. I was like, come on, man,
yeah, getting on my nerves
human.
as well. But, now with everything that's going on, what do you think needs to change or happen for Nigeria because Nigeria should be qualifying for these World Cups at ease, to be honest. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think needs to happen or change in order for that? I mean, for the same mistakes to not be happening.
You cut out
Oh, sorry,
at
sorry, sorry.
at you said
They should be qualifying at
Yeah,
ease.
so Nigeria should be qualifying, for ease for these World Cup games with the squads that we have. Like, what do you think needs to happen or improve or change for these mistakes to not be happening again?
It's hard to say. I mean,
If you look at the whole qualifying campaign, I said it before, I think it's fair to say we got lucky to still have even made it to the playoffs because it was not by our own great performance. It was that last game against
who was it? Was it Benin that we beat
Benin, yeah.
4-1 in the end? Yeah. So okay, we turned up.
when we had to turn up, but there were a few other occasions before that, like 10 games, over 10 games, and we had what in the end, 18 points, 15 after the deduction or something. And our group, to be no disrespect to the other countries, but compared to some other groups, our group was not that tough.
Right.
So, and if you are Nigeria, that's why I'm saying this. If you are Nigeria, there is the demand, there's the expectation, and the pride that you are backing yourself to top that group. South Africa might be tough, okay, but you should be. It should be a head-to-head race between you and South Africa. And if then in the end it comes down to South Africa being better and beating you in the head-to-head, okay, cool. But then you should still comfortably be second in that group with a lot of points. And our point tally just wasn't high. And I mean, they had 3 coaches throughout the campaign. It's been very messy, let's say, and it's tough. I mean, you have all these noises from outside and about, I don't know what. Now it was again something with the strike. Then there was one thing about, I think that was it the AFCON qualifier with Libya.
All these things, like
Oh,
all
yeah,
these
yeah.
distractions all the time. I
I think it's just what needs to happen is you need to have a core of a team, build around it. I think the squad that we have right now, in terms of the names alone, is really, really strong. You need to make sure that you give those boys the perfect platform in those few days during the year that you are together. You need to build something. You need a clear identity. This is the Super Eagles. This is how we want to play. This is how we attack. This is how we defend. and this is how we're going to win our games. This is our road to qualifying for the World Cup, qualifying for the AFCON. Next big thing. This is how we want to win the AFCON. That needs to be the clear mindset. But again, it's a lot of talk. There's action needed. Obviously, by the players, they need to be held accountable as well, because I think if they're being brutally honest to themselves, they will probably come to the conclusion that they let themselves down as well. Okay, that's also a part of the story, not everything, but that's part of it, as well as the things where maybe they have been let down by, I don't know, whatever has been going on behind the scenes, because we know it's always a bit to deal with compared to club football when you come to the national team, unfortunately. So,
yeah. Okay, well, it's a sad thing, but hopefully lessons are learnt from this. Before I do let you go, quick word on your former team, Rangers. I've seen that they're fourth in the league. They're fourth in the league over there. For you, keeping up to date with Rangers and everything, what do you think? Not like what's gone wrong or whatever, but does it hurt you? Does it pain you to see that they're in fourth position and they've got this manager change and this person's been sacked and whatnot? Like, what are your thoughts on Rangers when you see these things happening?
Well, we need to get a house
in order, basically. And there's no offense to anyone, but obviously didn't get a few appointments right. Hence, I guess now, like the coach was sacked, I don't know, now 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago. Don't pin me down on the timeline. Just today, the CEO who had just been appointed beginning of this year, I think, or at the end of last year, and the sports director who had just started the season, they've both been sacked. So obviously something went wrong. And then we can now go into it like, I don't know, it's about style of play, tactics, signings, whatsoever. Again, it did not click at all. I think it was the worst start to the season that Rangers ever had. Europe looks really tough. 4 games played so far. Didn't win one single game. They are on 0 points. So it's tough. It's tough. But still, my heart is blue.
And obviously, you wish for them to do well and to
focus on the positive things. They've appointed a new manager, and he seems to have activated or reactivated something in the team, in the group, in the players to turn up. Like if you look at the game yesterday against Livingston, wasn't the best performance, but they somehow were able to grind it out
and win it 2-1. And I think that's now 4 wins
on the bounce for the new manager, which is great. I hope that it's going to be a tricky game on Thursday against Braga at home, but I think the supporters they're still not happy. Of course, you're in 4th place as Rangers. Hearts is first. You're 9 points, I think, behind Hearts, 5 behind Celtic. Celtic is playing really poorly this season as well. I think that's probably the biggest heartbreak, because supporters will feel like Celtic is so bad this season and we managed to be even worse. How? Like, come on, guys, what's going on? But again, this is a marathon, and I hope that the new manager keeps bringing in them wins. At the moment, it doesn't matter too much how, just that he does it. And over time, obviously, he needs some time for adaptation. But I hope over his style and his philosophy becomes more and more evident in the way the boys play. There have been some really good performances. You can see also like an, how do you say that? Upturn?
No, that's probably incorrect. But you can see like how
like certain players seem to get like a new breath as well. Like they start to flourish a bit more. So yeah. The thing is, what makes us so sad, and I think also why so many supporters are so angry, is you keep hearing the word rebuild,
for I don't know how many seasons now. Yeah, and then everybody's excited.
New season, let's go. This is it. And then here we go again. Like what's happening? So that's where the frustration comes from. But again, at the moment, in terms of the points gathered over the last few games and also the performances, majority, it's definitely a positive trend, and I hope it continues.
Love that. Well, this has been great. Hopefully it does continue for them. I, for one, want Rangers to do well. I think it's just better for Scottish League when Rangers are doing well as well. Do you get what I'm saying? But with that being said, thank you for your time. I know it is late over there.
Oh, it's okay.
I was a bit delayed, and it's always good speaking to you. I had to cut it short because I know that we will end up talking for ages. If I don't. So, but yeah, guys, I hope you've enjoyed, Leon Balogun being on the podcast. I'm pretty sure it won't be his last. And I'm trying to get him to be a regular. So we're gonna see how that one goes. See if I can manage to
put the contract for a table now.
But yeah,
no, good.
No, but
we'll figure something out.
I keep telling you to get into media when you're done one day. But
yeah,
I keep telling you.
Let's get our own network up and running.
That would be something, huh?
Yeah,
that would be something.
As long as you're funding it all. But
we need a few investors.
But guys, keep liking, subscribing, sharing, and I'll probably see you guys tomorrow in a bit.